Hello. Today is Chapter 17, Global Production and Supply Chain Management. Our learning objectives: explain why global production and supply chain management decisions are of central importance to many global companies. Explain how country differences, production technology, and production factors all affect the choice of where to locate production activities. Recognize how the role of foreign subsidiaries in production can be enhanced over time as they accumulate knowledge. Identify the factors that influence a firm's decision of whether to source supplies from within the company or from foreign suppliers, and understand the functions of logistics and purchasing, sourcing with global supply chains. And lastly, describe what is required to efficiently manage a global supply chain. Introduction: Issues in international business. Where should production facilities be located? What should be the long-term strategic role of foreign production sites? Should the firm own foreign production activities, or is it better to outsource those activities to independent vendors? 4. How should a globally dispersed supply chain be managed? And what is the role of information technology in the management of global logistics, purchasing, and operations? Should the company manage global supply chains itself, or should it outsource the management to enterprises that specialize in this activity? Strategy, production, and supply chain management. Value creation activities. Production includes activities involved in creating a product. Supply chain management is the integration and coordination of logistics, purchasing, operations, and market channel activities from raw material to the end customer. Strategic objectives: to ensure that the total cost of moving from raw materials to finished goods is as low as possible for the value provided to the end customer. 2. Increase product or service quality by establishing process-based quality standards and eliminating defective raw material, component parts, and products from the manufacturing process and the supply chain. Should be embedded in both the upstream and downstream portions of the supply chain. Improved quality control reduces costs. It increases productivity, it lowers rework and scrap costs, and it also reduces warranty costs and time. The relationship between quality and cost. In this chart here, we are looking to improve performance reliability. Well, how do you do that? Well, you increase productivity, you lower rework and scrap costs, and you lower warranty costs, and that in turn lowers manufacturing costs, lowers service costs, and then in turn increase profits. Six Sigma. Six Sigma is the descendant of Total Quality Management, or TQM. It's from Dr. Deming. Total Quality Management refers to the management philosophy that takes as its central focus the need to improve the quality of a company's product and services. It's statistically based philosophy that aims to reduce defects, boost productivity, eliminate waste, and cut costs throughout the organization. It's impossible to achieve perfection, but Six Sigma quality is the goal, especially helpful for structuring global processes for multinational corporations. There's also something called International Standards, ISO 9000. It's a certification process that requires certain quality standards that must be met. Focuses management attention on the need to improve the quality of products and processes, and required by European Union for firms' manufacturing processes and products. Additional international objectives include production and supply chain functions that must be able to accommodate demand for local responsiveness and respond quickly to shifts in customer demand. Country factors. Political and economic systems, culture, and relative factor costs differ from country to country. Location economies, formal and informal trade barriers, transportation costs, rules and regulations, and exchange rate movements as well. Technological factors include fixed costs, minimum efficient scale, and basically refers to the level of output at which most plant-level scale economies are exhausted. Here's a typical unit cost curve. When you have unit costs that are very high, And then as you increase the volume, you maintain a minimum efficient scale, and they're at the most efficient way of production and lowering unit costs. Where to produce? We take a look at where to produce for technical factors continued. You have to have flexible manufacturing and mass customization. It reduces setup times for complex equipment and increases utilization of individual machines through better scheduling. Improves quality control at all stages of manufacturing process. Enables companies to customize products to demands of small consumer groups, and also enables companies to customize products for different national markets. Flexible machine cells. Production factors, production features, value to weight ratio influences transportation costs and universal needs. Location production facilities, is it centralized or decentralized? Strategic roles for production facilities. The importance of global learning. Valuable knowledge does not just reside in a firm's domestic operations. You've got offshore factories, source factories, server factories, contributor factory, outpost factory, and lead factory. And all of these areas can provide valuable knowledge to the organization. The hidden costs of foreign locations. High employee turnover, shoddy workmanship, poor product quality, low productivity. Make or buy decisions. These are important because they're made at both the strategic and operational levels, with the strategic level being focused on the long term and the operational level being more focused on the short term. Make decisions can result from issues of product success, specialized knowledge, strategic fit, specialized and designed production, often based mostly on cost and production capacity. Inventory planning is also critically important. Operationally favoring a make decision. You have cost, quality control, proprietary technology, limited suppliers, excess capacity, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So you come down to here. So all these factors must be considered whether or not you're making a make or a buy decision. Same with this. Go through all of this and come up with a decision. In global logistics, there are certain core activities, among those being is global distribution center management, inventory management, packaging and materials handling, transportation, and also reverse logistics. Global distribution center, it's a facility that positions and allows customization of products for delivery anywhere in the world. And it's used by manufacturers, importers, exporters, wholesalers, retailers, transportation companies, and customs agencies to store products and provide a location where customization can be facilitated. The order processing part of the order fulfillment process. That's what a global distribution center is. Global inventory management. How much inventory to hold, in what form to hold it, and where to locate it in the supply chain. Strategy must effectively trade off the service and economic benefits of making products in large quantities and positioning them near customers against the risk of having too much stock or the wrong items. Packaging is the container that holds the product itself. You have the primary, you have the secondary, what's being used in transit. And the functions of it is to perform, protect, and inform. Transportation represents the largest percentage of any logistic budget and refers to the movement of raw material, component parts, and finished goods throughout the entire global supply chain. The primary drivers include distance, the transportation mode. Is it ocean? Is it air? Is it land? The size of the load characteristics, and oil prices. Oil prices directly affect the cost of transportation. So if oil prices are going up, the cost of transportation is going up and vice versa. Reverse logistics. It's the process of planning, implementing, and controlling the efficient, cost-effective flow of raw materials in process inventory, finished goods, and related information from the point of consumption to the point of origin for the purpose of recapturing value or proper disposal. The goal is to optimize the aftermarket activity or make it more efficient, and it's an important part of the global supply chain. Global purchasing, strategic levels. Here's level 1. Companies engage in domestic purchasing activities only. Level 2, companies engage in international purchasing activities only as needed. Level 3, Companies engage in international purchasing activities as part of the firm's overall supply chain management strategy. Level 4, global purchasing activities that are integrated across worldwide locations. Level 5, engaging in global purchasing activities that are integrated across worldwide locations and functional groups. Outsourcing terms and options. Outsourcing. A multinational corporation buys products and services from one of its suppliers that produces them somewhere else, whether domestically or globally. Insourcing. A multinational corporation decides to stop outsourcing products or services and instead starts to produce them internally. Insourcing is the opposite of outsourcing. Offshoring. A multinational corporation buys products or services from one of its suppliers that produces them somewhere globally, outside the MNC's home country. MNC, multinational corporation, by the way. Offshore outsourcing. A multinational corporation buys products or services from one of its suppliers in a country other than the one in which the product is manufactured or the service is developed. Nearshoring. A multinational corporation buys products or services from one of its suppliers in a country other than the one in which the product is manufactured or the service is developed. Co-sourcing. A multinational corporation uses both its own employees from inside the firm and an external supplier to perform certain tasks, often in concert with each other. The role of just-in-time inventory. Inventory logistics systems designed to deliver parts to a production process as they are needed and not before. It speeds up inventory turnover, it reduces inventory holding costs, it frees up working capital, boosts profitability, and it can also improve product quality. But the bad part about that, it leaves the firm without a buffer of inventory. So if there's any kind of supply chain disruption, this could severely hamper a company's productivity and production. The role of IT, or information technology. You've got something called electronic data interchange, or EDI, electronic interchange of data between two or more companies. And then you have ERP, enterprise resource planning, wide-ranging business planning and control system that includes supply chain related subsystems. Collaborative planning, forecasting, and replenishment. Vendor management of inventory, VMI, allows for a holistic overview of the supply chain with a single point of control for all of inventory management. Then we have a warehouse management system, a WMS, and then blockchain technology. And to be competitive today, firms must have some form of supply chain information system. Coordination in global supply chains, integration and coordination are critically important. Shared decision-making creates a more integrated, coherent, efficient, and effective global supply chain. What are the operational objectives of this? Responsiveness, variance reduction, inventory reduction, shipment consolidation, quality, and life cycle support. Interorganizational relationships. The two keys are trust and commitment. The value between nodes and actors in global supply chains is a function of the cost, money and non-money resources given up in return for the quality, products, services, information, trust, and commitment received. Upstream inbound relationships, vendor, supplier, partner. Low coordination and low integration, transactional focus that way. As you get to a partner, there's high coordination, high integration, and relationship focus. And we know from our textbook that communication and relationships in international business is key. Downstream, same thing. 360-degree view, impact of the macro environment. Changes affecting supply chain decisions and rules governing international trade. We have rising tariff barriers. What we see right now in our country is an effort and attempt to level the playing field with tariffs. So if a company has established tariffs on United States goods and they don't have any in our country, we're going to raise them to equalize them. And we'll see what happens. We have the possibility of a U.S.-China trade war, as well as a U.S.-Canada trade war, as well as a U.S.-Mexico trade war, as well as a U.S.-Europe It might be the USA versus the entire world, but the ultimate goal is to eliminate these tariffs so that there can be free trade. And if there's free trade and no barriers, then the price and cost of goods for consumers is going to be considerably less. Stress on global supply chains. We have Britain's exit from the EU, the US retreat from regional trade agreements, and then we had the emergence of COVID-19, and we saw how that negatively impacted worldwide trade. And then also any political and economic policies can affect that as well. I thank you for listening. See you next time.